Hello everyone, a little update. While I'm by the ocean, I really ought to walk over there for us. Here, I'll walk over and come back. I got this salad. I have a dog. But this is a little update for us because I know it's easy to just stay in our own little world and our own problems, but I was really encouraged by a friend of mine that does this. He does this as well. He has his own YouTube channel, or whatever platforms we put this on. He did this great meditation this morning from England, right? And it's still morning here, but it's 8 hours different there. And it was just like he's Buddhist, I think. So he was just saying, but not that you have to define yourself by these things. Like, you're so much more than that. You are, remember? This is why I get my nails done like this, right? Look, you see? You are this sparkling soul in a body, and you have an eternal nature. But something has to be turned on and activated. It's just C.S. Lewis and Tolkien hint about it in the Narnia books. When the animals, they're given the ability to speak. And sometimes they go back to being animals and they forget how to speak. And the tree ends. Like, I'm just at the part in The Lord of the Rings and the Two Towers again, because I just constantly am listening to that. Where, and it's okay if you haven't read it, it's like the Ents, he's like, some Treebeard is saying some of them grow more Entish, where the elves gave them the ability to speak in the mythology of that story, if you want to call it myth, right? It's because it's speaking on real things. Hold on, I got some sparkling water. Right. Trash man's following us, so it's gonna be loud. But I'll get us down to the ocean. Hopefully the guy he's gonna be like, I'll bring your to-go food out to you, but I'm not there. So I'll just run over him because you got to see the ocean. Like, my friend and I met and just went on a quick walk. And look, there's a little table I can just set someone's throwing away a table. All right, so hold on. Let's get away from the trash truck. And so Treebeard's saying that the trees get a little more Entish or tree-ish. Hold on. This is just like life. You keep trying to run away from the chaos and the noise. You can't run away from it. You gotta just learn how to keep your equanimity and stay peaceful in it. So let me go back to my friend, because thanks for him. Now, he doesn't know. I'm sure if he watches this, he'll see. Look at how pretty this is. What? Yeah, my watch is asking me, like, are you exercising again? Do you want to turn? Look at that shining water. All right, let me go down here because the trash guy is not going to come down on this little walk. Now, I don't say where I am because I don't want people showing up where I am. But you can find such a place in your life. Maybe not the ocean, but somewhere quiet. We were just looking at the little chickadees. All right, and so my friend, I listened to his meditation on, I think it was like 1.75 speed. So I don't recommend that, but I only had like 6 minutes instead of 15. So I did, and I still took deep breaths. Just look at the peacefulness of all of this, right? Like, just be part of the peacefulness. Always there's peacefulness wherever you are. I did a video, I remember, saying, no one can take the sky away from me. I can keep looking up, and then it was raining when we left. So we almost, we're like, oh, wait, why are we meeting to walk in the rain? Because in California, you don't get inclement weather hardly at all. But anyway, so he said in his meditation, and I know people are coming up, may I be well, may I be safe and protected, may I be happy. Now, I look at joyful, like not circumstantially happy, because it's just like the waves on the ocean. God keeps reminding me of this, right? And if you understand God or whatever, it's like your problems can be like the waves and the ripples, right? See, there's a boat out there causing ripples, and you connect back with God, with love, with divine love, with God who loves you, who died for you, who rose yesterday, right? Whenever you're getting this, but I try not to date my videos, but He wants to give you the Holy Spirit, fill you with this resurrection power, fill you so that you're not acting in reactions towards other people and lashing out of your old pain and triggers. And they call it mechanical living. Like you don't need to live mechanically, where it's just your flesh saying, I want to eat, I want to react, I want to try to fix this, right? So, because I was thinking, okay, let's go back to what he was teaching. Because we're borrowing, like we're all contributing to each other. It's just like if the Beatles sing this awesome song, like, Mother Mary came to me speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Like, hello, first, well, way before Mary, there were prophets and priests and anointed people, and David singing all the Psalms for us and writing those down. They're profound. There's a lot of deep symbolism interwoven in the Psalms, in the way they learned this ancient way to write Psalms. One priest I know was teaching us about it one time. But anyway, so Mary, she says, sure, let it be unto me according to your will. I'll birth the Christ. Even though at that time, for her to be unwed and to be pregnant, I know it's hard for people to understand if you don't understand what's going on in all of this. She could have been stoned to her demise, all right? And so it's not no big deal that she's like, let it be unto me according to your will. If you're asking me to take up my cross every day and face the possibility of people rejecting me, just think how you would live your life if you didn't care if people rejected you or not. Not like you don't care because you have a hard heart, but you're just not invested. You're like, that's not what I'm living for. I'm living for something more substantial, something eternal, so look at that, sunshiny. If we're meant to wake up in this life, and Jesus says the enemy comes to off us and steal from us and destroy us, what does that mean? He says, but I have come that you may have Zoe, the Zoe life and life abundantly. Real life. And C.S. Lewis makes a distinction. He says, not this bios life. He said, it's not like God is wanting to turn you into a horse that jumps higher, a regular horse. He's wanting to make you into a winged creature, like this Pegasus. That's why I always, as much as I can, when I can, go get my nails done. You can't really tell. It's all sparkling. It's iridescent. To remind myself, stay iridescent. Remember the iridescence. Remember that God allowed you to be like a talking animal, a thoughtful animal, a conscious one, and you can choose holiness, and God will work holiness in you. And so just my friends saying that this was a Buddha taught this path of, and you don't need to be afraid of this, just always use discernment for everything. It's not all of the truth, but there's something to this. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be safe and protected, and may I, there's one other thing. It's not like may I be kind and loving, but why not? Add that. And so it's kind of like, if you have trauma from early childhood, and let's say in my early childhood I didn't feel safe from my own father, and then if some man happens to be doing something that's unjust or not thoughtful or not conscious, if I spent a year trying to get this man to do the right thing, and I wasn't realizing that I am just trying to fix my dad in this other person, and it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need to fix my dad, because guess what? All it is you're meant to be loved, and I'm meant to be loved, and we don't have to try to get it from these ways that just pull us out of peace. Now, it doesn't mean be a doormat. It doesn't mean let people walk all over you. It doesn't mean don't have boundaries, because it takes guts to have boundaries. And it takes, no, Leia, come on. Anyway, I just wanted to share some of the sunshine in the ocean with you today, and to just keep carrying on. Know that there are eternal things going on. There are much bigger things at work than our temporary circumstances. But our temporary circumstances, if you keep yielding everything to God, then it's like he can keep sifting through you and cleaning you out so that you are a vibrant person in this world. You're not draining the life. Jesus says, I came to give you abundant life, because we're meant to walk in this. We're meant to know what it is and to live in it, and to not dissipate our energy and let it be drained out of us. All right, I hope this made sense, and I wish you love and happy Easter season, resurrection season for whoever you are and whatever faith practice you walk in. All right, much love.